Hello fellow football connoisseurs and welcome back to the Quick Take. I hope you're all doing well. I have just come back from my out of town excursion to go see Dune Part 2 at the IMAX, and my god, I think that is without a doubt probably the best film I've ever seen. And bear in mind, I also saw Oppenheimer in IMAX. It's very, very close between the two of them, but my god, Dune Part 2 is amazing. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but if you have the opportunity to go see it in IMAX, do. The sound is fantastic. It's a fantastic visual spectacle. The writing's fantastic. The storytelling's amazing. The acting is out of this world. Go see Dune Part 2. But that is not Chelsea news. No, what is Chelsea news is the reveal of the three-man shortlist as Chelsea come closer and closer towards the sacking of Maurizio Pochettino and the race for the new manager to begin in the summer. Although we have already identified three names, along with an update regarding Ivan Toney and the appointment or the possible appointment of a Brentford set-piece coach, which I actually think is a good idea. But before I get into that, I'd just like to quickly remind you that 15,000 subscribers, I'm giving away 3 King of London lightsabers. All you need to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and then check the pinned comment down below for more information. Getting straight into the news regarding the manager search. Now, as I said, the names have been whittled down to 3. We already know 2 big ones, but the third one is one that is possibly very unlikely, but it's still a slight chance. Chelsea appreciate Robert De Zerbi, Ruben Amorim, and Xabi Alonso. Pochettino's future is not predetermined, however, and in an ideal world, they wouldn't want to make a change. Now, very interesting update here. And the reason why I actually have a little bit of hope, and I say a little bit, I mean like 1% hope, but when I say I have a little bit of hope regarding a potential appointment of Xabi Alonso, it's because with the news stories that have come out linking Xabi Alonso to Chelsea, what they have said is Eghbali is the one who appreciates, and Eghbali is the one who likes him. And as we have found out from the news coming out recently, of course, Todd Bowley's taking a step back, and it does look like Eghbali, Bedad Eghbali, is the one that's making the decisions going forward. If he's the one who's pushing for a potential move for Xabi Alonso, then that is certainly something that Chelsea will do. Because, as I said, he's the one that really seems to be calling the shots nowadays, and if he wants to get Xabi Alonso, then you can be damn well sure Chelsea will try and get Xabi Alonso. Of course, we will be going up against Bayern Munich and Liverpool, probably 2 much more ideal and attractive moves for the Spanish tactician, but you know, there is still some hope. Of course, that does leave us with Robert De Zerbi and Ruben Amorim. Now, I will be doing a video, I was going to do one anyway on Amorim, going over his tactics, like an updated version for the current squad, but I might actually do it as either a 2-parter or a slightly even longer video comparing De Zerbi and Amorim in the same video, just going over their tactics, their different philosophies, their strengths, weaknesses. Like could potentially say the way that Amorim utilizes his midfield pair could be a weakness, or you could say not Xabi Alonso, or you could say De Zerbi's defensive structure may be a bit of a weakness, and relying on opposition press in order to attack, a bit like Israel Adesanya when he comes up against someone who is also a counter attacking striker, or someone who is also reliant on the opponent striking first. He has some difficulties, but obviously the big example being, or a big example being, the fight against Joel Romero when they weren't doing much, but I've gone on a tangent. So yeah, Xabi Alonso and Ruben Amorim and Xabi Alonso, in my opinion, all 3 managers here would be an improvement on Maurizio Pochettino, of course, but if I had to rank them in terms of highest, in terms of what the best we can get, in terms of the lowest, I'll go Xabi Alonso, Amorim, and De Zerbi. Of course, that is off the top of my head though. There is going to be still some discourse around De Zerbi versus Amorim. I've seen a lot of divided opinions. Some people made the argument that De Zerbi is more suited for our current squad, of course, whether the Colwill, Caicedo, Mudryk, and then maybe another one there, Sanchez, but he didn't really, I think Steele came in over Sanchez, so not putting too much hope into Sanchez there. Of course, we do have a number of former Brighton backroom staff members at Chelsea Football Club now, including Wayne Stanley and some other recruitment guys. But what I would like to say about this situation in terms of he'd be walking into a team that is familiar with Brighton, I wouldn't say that's because I wouldn't say that's down to Chelsea being related to Brighton. I'd say that's because Chelsea have basically become Brighton. in a sense that we have lost our own identity and we have stolen Brighton's in a way, in the way that we've been operating, in the way that we've been signing players, in the way that we have been signing backroom staff. As I said, the ones who are actually running the day-to-day things is the way in which Brighton run day-to-day things. I think we have lost our core. I think we've lost our identity as Chelsea Football Club, and it's been recognised by a number of former legends. Of course, the famous Didier Drogba quote, "I don't recognise my club anymore," and I'm sure a lot of you watching agree with that statement. So, to say that De Zerbi, he falls in line with what Chelsea is currently now, I agree with you, but that is under a circumstance which I disagree with, because Chelsea has been, Chelsea as I know it, Chelsea's DNA has been ripped from its core, it's been mutated and stuffed back in, and it's not working out. Ruben Amorim, I think he's more of a proven winner compared to Robert De Zerbi. He plays a little bit more safe football when it comes to defensively. Obviously, with the 3 centre-backs compared to the 2, you're always going to be a little bit more defensively safe, and then he utilises wing-backs and such. I do like Ruben Amorim. I think he's done fantastic stuff over in Portugal, but again, it's, you know, between the two of them, De Zerbi and Amorim, really. Xabi Alonso, long shot, but he is appreciated by Egbali, and he is the one that is controlling things at Chelsea, so there is a slight chance. Let me know your thoughts on those two in the comment section down below, Robert De Zerbi or Ruben Amorim, as we move on to the next story. This coming in from Fabrizio Romano. I'm not sure Chelsea are that convinced on Toney anymore. I think they've started to look at different strikers in terms of age. So Ivan Toney, I think he's around 27, 28 years old. We are, of course, probably going to sign Victor Osimhen in the summer, and I have heard some rumours. I can't find the source, but I do remember reading somewhere that it might not just be one world-class striker Chelsea bring in. We may also bring in a younger striker who would be more like a Nicholas Jackson type of striker. Not like a massive expenditure, but still somewhat experienced at a high level of football, and not too costly. Now, of course, my recommendation for that would be Benjamin Šeško. He does have a release clause. He's starting to get regular playing time at RB Leipzig, forcing his way into the side through his own brilliance, through his goal scoring. A fantastic young player, and I really think Chelsea should look at that if we are going to go for 2 strikers in the summer, and maybe move on like David Dacha Fofana, loan out David Washington, and bring in Šeško. I'm certainly not opposed to that. Šeško and Osimhen, it would be a dream come true for TQT. And then we move on to the final news story of the day. Don't want this to drag on too long. Chelsea have identified Brentford guru Bernardo Cueva as one of their targets to work in the club's new set-piece department. That is coming in from Matt Law DT. Now, of course, Chelsea's work with set-pieces have been quite roaring as of recent. Certainly, our defending against set-pieces has been atrocious. But I would like to bring in this quote from Pep Guardiola, who was talking about Brentford's set-piece ability not too long ago. This was published on the 5th of February 2024 by Jack Mumford on mancity.com. Well, it's a quote from Pep Guardiola himself. Brentford, of course, not doing too well in the league so far, but their main strength, in my opinion, and what makes them dangerous is their ability to debilitate teams through their set-piece techniques. And this coming in from Pep Guardiola. They are so difficult. They are an incredible team, said Guardiola. We can just imagine how difficult it will be in a few weeks when we come back to the Etihad for our game in hand. A really tough opponent. I've never seen a team in the set pieces, corners, free kicks, throw-ins. I've never seen a team better than this one. I think we deserve it, but we were lucky to score 2 on the verge of half-time. I have never seen a better team than this one at set pieces, corners, free kicks, and throw-ins. So yes, he is coming in from a lower side, but he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. This is actual someone I would recruit. The West Londoners score 16 of their 58 goals in the Premier League this season from set pieces. This is coming in from last season, which is about 27.5%. Based on the above, it is not surprising when you know that Brentford are in second place in expected goals from set pieces with 18.51 after Newcastle with 20.85. That's coming in from totalfootballanalysis.com. Reported by Karim El Shashini on the 27th of June 2023. So, although he is coming in from Brentford, I actually like this. I think it's an area of a weakness, and we're actually getting someone who is very good at their job. It's not just another Brighton person just for the sake that we were getting them from Brighton. But yeah, I'm actually not opposed to this move. I think it's not too bad. That about wraps up today's video. Let me know your thoughts on the shortlist. As always, if you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I've been the Quick Take, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.